Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm here in the sideboard with Anthony Lowry. How's it going, man?
Hello, how are you?
You have shown up with a very spicy brew.
Oh yeah.
You're playing Burning Reanimator, Burning Wish Reanimator.
Yes. Yeah, Burning Wish Reanimator, Black, White, Red Reanimator. I initially got this deck from a fine gentleman named Andrew Shrout.
Oh, what? Hi.
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
You showed me this list at SCG Somerset.
Sure. Yeah, I had just seen it on the internet, and I just kind of casually like, this list looks sweet. You should check it out. And he took it and ran with it.
Yeah, I saw the deck, and then when I first saw Siren Insanity, I was just like, I'm sold. I'm in. I'm playing. Like, I'm playing that card. It seems insane. And the more I looked at the deck, the more it just started making sense. Like, there's so many intertwining pieces that just all work together. It's just an awesome deck.
Okay, tell me a little about what makes this deck different from regular Reanimator.
You're way more all-in with this deck. With pieces like Lion's Eye Diamond into Unburial Rites, you can turn one in a combination of ways. Dark Ritual is another way, and you also have more access to Disruption in Unmask and Thoughtseize, which is more than what Reanimator would play. Granted, Reanimator has blue, so they have Brainstorm and Counter Magic, but you can push through Counter Magic much better because Unburial Rites you can hard cast it through a Force of Will, flash it back, and you can just keep pushing until hopefully they just don't have anything.
Mm-hmm. The one of the real kind of power points for me when I first saw this deck is that it got to play 4 Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yes.
Lion's Eye Diamond, of course, an incredibly powerful card, but obviously one that requires you to jump through a few hoops in order to really get the most out of it.
Yes.
So tell me a little about how that card's been for you.
Lion's Eye Diamond is Black Lotus in this deck, essentially.
High praise.
Yeah, and I've never cast a Lion's Eye Diamond before in an event ever, and in this deck it's just everything you want it to do. Again, it enables turn ones. It turns your burning wishes into it can transform your deck into a storm deck as well, because you play cards like Burning Wish into more Empty Warrens, which we'll probably get to later. Mm-hmm. It turns your gambles into entombs. You can gamble for Unburial Rites, and it doesn't really matter what you discard because you're pitching anyway. There's so many different things you can do with Lion's Eye Diamond. Like, I can't even think it off the top of my head right now.
You mentioned entombing for Unburial Rites. That is another one of what I thought was one of the coolest things about this deck is that normally, of course, Entomb goes and gets whatever big creature you want in your Reanimator deck, but you still have to find a Reanimate or an Exhume.
Yeah, and in this one you can get a creature or the Reanimation spell to get the
Mm-hmm. And then the other card that really stuck out, particularly to you, you said when you saw this card you just fell in love with the deck. Sire of Insanity.
Yes, it is your best turn 1 play. Period.
Okay.
Turn 1 Sire of Insanity, especially on the play, is, I think how Cedric calls it, fun beatable.
Fun beatable, sure.
Yeah, again, your goal here is to push through as hard as possible, and sometimes they just don't have it, or they're not playing Force of Will, or if they're a non-blue deck, and if they resolve a turn 1 Sire of Insanity, they can't do anything. They have to runner land Swords, and even then, you're probably pitching more cards that help you fuel more reanimation to bring it to either bring this back if they kill it without a Swords or another creature.
Yeah. So. And notably with this list, you don't actually have to reanimate your Sire of Insanity with our Dark Rituals and Lotus Petals.
Right. You can definitely hard cast a Sire. That I've done that in casual games plenty of times because you have Dark Ritual and Lotus Petals. So it definitely comes down turns before schedule.
All right. We're calling this Burning Reanimator. There are 4 Burning Wish. Of course, because it's a Burning Wish deck, we should take a look at the sideboard with a little more scrutiny. What all can you Burning Wish for in this deck? So
you have a Reanimate in the sideboard, which is another reanimation option, obviously. Mm-hmm. You have cards like Stronghold Gambit. For those that don't know what Stronghold Gambit is,
I had to look this one up when I first saw it.
I had to look it up as well. And it took me a couple of times to read it, but basically, you show and tell a creature, basically a show and tell for only creatures. Whoever has the lowest converted mana cost keeps that creature on the board, essentially. So that's important because there are decks that don't play creatures, like Storm, like Omnitel. You'll always get a creature lower because usually they only play an Emrakul.
Right.
It's also a good wish target because you can disrupt their hand enough so that they don't have a creature. Decks like Deathblade and whatnot, chances are if they do draw a creature, they'll play it. So you can just wish for a Stronghold Gambit and get that creature on the board because they won't have one to put on the board.
Okay.
From there, you have an Empty Warrens, which helps you storm out via Gristlebrand by drawing enough cards. LEDs, Burning Wish that way, like typical Storm fashion. Tendrils in the same manner. If you can kill them the turn that you get the Gristlebrand on the board. An additional Unmask. You have a Stitch Together, which is good in the pinch if you can't pay the life for Reanimate. And other tools like Massacre, Drown in Sorrow. Yeah.
Just a pretty diverse toolbox and
Very
a couple
diverse,
of power
yes.
plays as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. This deck seems like it has a lot of power plays. I'm looking forward to seeing it in action today.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
No problem.
Stick around. We've got plenty more coverage coming of the Legacy Open here in Providence.